Hey everybody, Jemillio here, and if you are unfamiliar with who I am, I'm a personal trainer and online coach. My website is jdfitness.us. But besides that, SuperX was cool enough to send me their latest tracksuit. Now, who's it about? Well, you can kind of see him back here. You kind of see a little hint back here too. If you are a fan of the recent Disney Plus show Moon Knight, then you're gonna be a big fan of this tracksuit. Now, they came out with one that looks like the Mark Spector outfit, not the Stephen Grant outfit, the Mr. Knight outfit, but this is the one, you know, with the hood and the cape and all that cool stuff. So if you thought that outfit was cool, you're gonna love this tracksuit. But what do I think about it? What are my thoughts on it? Do I think they could have made some things better? Well, we're gonna find out. We're gonna talk about the hoodie first, and then we're gonna get into the joggers after. So I'm 5'10", 185 pounds. I'm wearing a large in the hoodie and the joggers. And one of the things that you'll notice with this hoodie is they went with the design from the show. So they kind of went with that mock mummy wrap design. If you've read some of the Moon Knight comics like I have, you'll notice that he basically is just a Marvel version of Batman. It's pretty much a white suit, and his possession by Khonshu, the Egyptian god of justice or vengeance, or I can't exactly, I forget. But the point is, it doesn't really give him powers. In the show, they went with the suit giving him powers. Like, it's a magic suit, it heals him, his little crescent moon things just kind of repopulate. So they went with the design from the show, and I actually think it looks really cool. Like, you can see on the chest piece, they went with the kind of mummy wrap, and then on the bicep and the forearm, they went with that design too. I like the color of this jacket. That's one thing I want to bring out, is it's not white, and I'm glad it's not white, because white stays looking crisp for about 13 minutes, and after that, every little speck of dust, you notice it. So this is pretty much a light gray on the outer portions, on the bicep area, forearm, in the middle of the chest, the one with a slightly darker gray, and I love that colorway. At a distance, it just looks gray, but when you come in close, you can see that they actually use gold stitching on it. Now, why do they use gold stitching? Because again, if you look at the costume from the show, you will see yellow underneath the wraps. You will see kind of the gold plating underneath the wraps. Great attention to detail. I like how the gold is not too gaudy. You kind of see it at a distance. You have to come in really close to see it. I love that subtleness that they decided to go with. The hoodie is 95% cotton and 5% spandex, just like the joggers. So it's very warm, but it is breathable and it's very stretchy. So you get this really nice stretch to it. It molds to your body. It moves with you. It doesn't hinder your movement at all if you're doing any kind of activity in it. You will notice that this is a pullover, not a zip up, so you don't see a zipper down the middle of it. You do have 2 zip pockets on the side. They're big enough for anything that you might need to put in there. They're not too small for your hands. Some of their other jackets, the pockets are a little bit small, not on these. And the pockets are not kangaroo pockets, so they don't connect in the middle. They're 2 separate pockets. There's this really nice slit on each of the sides, so it adds for better maneuverability, and the front and the back of the jacket are scalloped. The jacket drapes very, very well. I love the color. If you look at the back of the hood, you'll notice that they kind of have this asymmetrical design with that mummy wrap kind of look going on. I'm not sure why it's asymmetrical, but I think it looks, you know, it looks different. Maybe they were trying to make it look like the imperfect wrapping of a mummy, maybe that's why. But either way, I think it looks good. And the back of the hoodie is pretty plain. You don't see any kind of intricate design on the back, but it does accentuate your physique, especially the way they kind of make the wraps cross at the shoulder, so it does accentuate your shoulders a little bit more. And even though there's an extra piece of fabric around the biceps and the forearms, it doesn't hinder your arm movement at all. One of the things about this jacket too that you'll notice is there are thumb holes at the base of the sleeve. Now, I don't know who uses thumb holes on their jackets. Me personally, I never use them. But the nice thing about these thumb holes are if you don't want to use them, it just kind of feels like you have a sleeve on your jacket that's a little bit longer, but it didn't bother me at all. I didn't even notice that there was a hole in the sleeve of the jacket. So if you're into that kind of thing, you'll love it. But if you're not, don't worry. It's not gonna ruin the movement. It's not gonna drag down over your arms or anything like that. The jacket does have a slim fit, so it does hug your arms, hug your chest, and so you don't have to worry about it kind of looking like you got your big brother's clothes on. One thing I do feel like they could have done better on the hoodie though is they tried to get that V shape in the center of the hood down like he has in the show and like you see in certain images of him online. The only problem is that when you try to make a sharp shape on cotton, it tends to kind of flop around and it doesn't really have that crisp look that it could. What you would need to do that is you would need to put some boning in there. I wish they would have put some boning in the tip of the hood to kind of really solidify that shape. I don't know if that would have made it unrealistic when you go to wash it. I'm not entirely sure, but it would have been cool if they could have added that. Now, me personally, I don't really care because I mean, I pull the drawstrings on my hoodies. I don't really wear my hoodies all the time. If I'm putting it over my head, I'm not really worried about like, well, is the tip super crispy? For me, it doesn't really bother me at all, but if you're somebody who was really looking forward to that like sharp hood shape, or you wanted something that kind of mimic like an Assassin's Creed type hoodie thing, you may be a little disappointed. But that's kind of my only gripe with the jacket. I wish maybe they would have put some boning there, but everything else, I love the color, I love the feel. Again, even though there's thumb holes on the sleeve, it doesn't bother me at all. I love the attention to detail. And it's nice too because a lot of their jackets are black. So if you like collecting their stuff and you want something that's a different color, then this is the one to pick up. Now let's talk about the joggers. Again, I'm wearing a size large in these. These are 95% cotton, 5% spandex as well. There isn't a whole lot going on with these, and that's okay. As you kind of come down the leg, you see the name Super X that's embroidered on these, so it's not a rubber patch, it's actually stitched in here. And the reason why they did that is because it kind of looks like the hieroglyphics that Moon Knight has on his legs in the show. So they, you know, kind of a nice way to put their brand on it while still mimicking the outfit a little bit. As you come down to the knee, you'll see that the same thing kind of mimic that mummy-like design that they did on the hoodie. And then when you come down to the ankles, usually they either do a zipper or they do the bungee cord that they have on the Barnes, the Wilson, the Rogers, and some of their other tracksuits. But on these, it's just a regular cuff. It's not better or worse, it's just different. So something that you wear other types of joggers, you're gonna be familiar with it. Now, there are pockets on these joggers, but the pocket on the left side is a regular zipper pocket. Works fine, big enough to kind of put anything in there that you might need. But the pocket on the right is this kind of tube-like straight pocket. And this one kind of strikes me as odd. It's very long, it goes down to the knee or a little past the knee. My initial thought was, well, maybe they're kind of trying to mimic Mr. Knight because Mr. Knight uses his scrimmage sticks to fight if you watch the show. But because it goes down to the knee, if you do put sticks in there, you really can't bend your leg. So if I put something in there like a phone or a minimalist wallet like you see here, it's gonna sink to the bottom and then you have to stretch the pocket out and dig your hand hard in there just to kind of pull it out. I'm not sure what the thought process was of this pocket. It's really odd to me. I think they should have just gone with another zipper pocket. For me, it doesn't ruin the joggers. I basically just act like I have one pocket when I wear these. I just don't put anything in that right pocket. I just use the zipper pocket on the left. So besides that kind of weird pocket, everything else about the joggers is fine. Very comfortable, very stretchy, very breathable. If you've worn their other joggers before, then you're gonna like these. The color matches perfectly with the hoodie. So you're gonna have like a nice, seamless, kind of off gray tracksuit there if you decide to pick the joggers up with the hoodie as well. So those are my thoughts on the SPECTOR. Again, I wish there was maybe one thing they could have changed on the hoodie, one thing they could have changed on the joggers, but overall, it's a solid tracksuit. I love the colorway, and again, it does what Super X does best. You see the inspiration from the character, but it's not too loud. I feel comfortable walking around in the street with it, but you definitely can see that inspiration that it takes from that awesome costume that they have Moon Knight wearing, or they have Oscar Isaac wearing on that Moon Knight TV show. So great job, Super X. If you guys want this tracksuit or you want anything else on their site, please use my discount code at checkout, Jemil, J-E-M-I-L. It'll give you 15% off anything on their site, and it helps support me to keep making these videos for you guys. And also, if you're interested in online coaching or personal training or online programs, please check out my website, jdfitness.us. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one.
أنا مش شايف فيكم حد، انتوا عيال عايشين على الحق، كل الناس عارفاكوا على